it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Heading on, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me, and you know this by now, or at least you should. For those of you that have never been to this channel before, welcome to you as well. My name's Robert, and the name of this wonderful channel is Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. So if you haven't been to this channel before, this channel is primarily about me teaching people how to be the boss of their motorcycle, which really means, and I'm talking about all types of motorcycles, but at slow speeds, 1 to 10 miles per hour, helping people to feel confident, and by giving them education and pushing practice. That's the primary reason for this channel. But of course, I also do product reviews on this channel, and really anything I ever want to talk about and I want to share it with you guys. That's what I want to do. So recently I was contacted by the company Insta360. Now, I'm not new to Insta360. As a matter of fact, I've had the Insta360 X2. I have the X3. I'm talking about 360 cameras. I have the Insta360 GO. And I've had another Insta360 camera, but I love Insta360 cameras for a number of reasons. And one of the biggest advantages that it has is the app, right? The app is just huge as far as editing the videos. And I'm gonna let you know now, guys, even when it comes to motorcycles, I don't know a whole bunch about how they work as far as mechanically wise and doing stuff like that. I know a little, but I'll never proclaim to know a lot about that. Have I ever changed my own oil? No. Again, that's not a difficult thing to do. I just don't have any desire to do it. So when it comes to these cameras, I'll definitely not act like I know everything there is to know about cameras. What I'm looking for as a content creator is something that will give me clear pictures, but I need it to be easy to use, right? Because if you're not familiar with my videos, I do practice session videos, and the videos are hours long. So the point is, I need this to be as simplistic as possible without sacrificing any quality. And so because I don't know a whole bunch of stuff about this stuff, I don't know a lot about the settings. And so a lot of the times, if there's an auto setting, that's what I'm going to pick. And in my opinion, it comes out just fine. So anyway, I was contacted about this new camera, the Insta360 Ace Pro. There's an Ace and there's an Ace Pro, but I want to talk to you guys about the Ace Pro. Because this camera is, well, both of them really, but this one in particular is the one I have. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm recording this video on. And I'm comparing this camera to a camera I despise, I loathe, and that's a GoPro. Now, anybody that uses GoPro, and I know people that use GoPros exclusively, you want to watch this video, and you definitely want to check out this camera because it is advantageous in so many different ways. Now, if you own a GoPro, I know I'm not the only one, just people that are in my circle. They're a pain in the butt because there's always something going on with them. Whether it be you hit the record button and then it stops recording and you didn't know it, or the thing that it's widely known for is terrible, terrible battery time, right? Terrible. It's the reason why I think my GoPro is a Hero 9 or a Hero 10. I don't even know because it's very rare that I use it. I can count on 10 fingers how many times I've used that camera in the years that I've had it. And this is the reason why I have so many batteries. It's just a pain in the butt, and I don't want to have to worry about anybody that deals with EVs, electric vehicles. There's something called range anxiety. And that's what I always got when I used my GoPro. Range anxiety, not range as far as how far I can go, but how long it's going to last before I have to change the battery. And it doesn't take long before I see that yellow bar telling me the battery's low. It's just terrible. So outside of all of that stuff, this Ace Pro, I love this camera. Now, I haven't had it for a long time. I don't know everything about this camera, but what I have experienced already, I love. So guys, let me just give you a history of the cameras that I use for my videos, because I don't use action cameras a lot. The main camera that I use for my recordings, for my videos, are my iPhones, right? I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max and an 11 Pro Max. I use both of those, and I'm getting ready to upgrade that. I'm getting ready to buy another iPhone, but this iPhone is going to be specifically just for recording. It's not going to be for phone calls. Right now, I use my 13 Pro Max as my main phone for everything, but I also record with it. So when I'm recording with it, I can't get any phone calls or anything like that. I put it on Do Not Disturb or whatever. And the reason I use that is because of the kind of recording that I do, especially with my practice session videos that are hours long. I tried to do that with a GoPro. That's a pain in the butt. So the camera is inside of a case that allows it to have a cold shoe mount on it, and you can still make all the connections to it. So that simplifies that part, but the part that it doesn't simplify is when you got to change a battery. Now you have to take all of that apart to get to the battery to change it. So, and again, guys, my time is so important to me. I feel like I have so little of it these days that I need something that's quick. Not only that, some of the times my camera is running in my practice session videos 30, 40 minutes straight. The GoPro can't handle that. Not just the battery, the heat, right? It'll overheat. So that wasn't the camera for me for that. My iPhone definitely is better for a lot of different reasons, as far as the screen size and the ease of zooming the camera in and out without sacrificing a lot of quality. I don't do that a lot, but it's still relevant. The battery life and the fact that I can put an external battery on the back of the phone, that definitely makes this so advantageous as far as my phone to use. And I use an external microphone, so I can't use the charging port to charge while I'm recording because I need that for the camera. And lastly, when it comes time to all of the stuff going into the cloud after I finish recording, by the time I get home, it's on my MacBook Pro. So you know what I mean? It's just easier. I don't have to worry about micro SD cards failing or anything like that. So the primary recording device that I use for my videos is my iPhone. Works perfect for me. Secondly, I use an Insta360 X3. I love that camera. And I love that camera because the reason that has an advantage over an action camera is because I'm never going to miss anything because it's a 360 camera. And there's an X4 out now, which shoots in 8K. I don't know all of the differences between the X3 and the X4, but the X3 is excellent. I can only imagine the improvements in the X4. Like I said, I have the Insta360 GO. I use that every now and then. I clip it on my body. It's about that small. It shoots in 4K, so it's another great camera. But the thing that all of the Insta360 cameras have in common, like I said before, are the app. How everything could go in the app right on your phone. You can edit everything on your phone, or you could just download it on the phone and then edit it in whatever program you use. It's just awesome. But if I'm going to talk about this Ace Pro, the battery life. So on my GoPro camera, that battery, at the most, when it was a brand new battery, maybe 40 minutes, maybe, right? But it's 35 to 40 minutes or less. That's how those cameras are. This Insta360 Ace Pro, 2+ hours of recording, right? Now, of course, every time time is given as far as battery range, there's always fine print. It's going to be conservative use, and that's with everything battery operated. But even if you use the GoPro conservatively, it's still, the battery power sucks. So that's the first thing I have to talk about, guys, the battery power. It's amazing. And I witnessed that by running my GoPro and my Insta360 X3 on my motorcycle and riding. And when I got where I was getting, the GoPro was dead. The Insta360 X3 was still going. And as a matter of fact, it was able to make it the way back to my ride too. So I already know about the battery power. So I definitely like that. So I'm just going to run down some of the, I say the highlights of this Insta360 Ace Pro. First, let me let you know, it's not a 360 camera. Insta360 is just the name of the company. But this is called the Ace Pro. It's an action camera. So some of the things on this camera, the GoPro might even have, right? I understand that this is the latest camera that came out from Insta360, and my GoPro is not the latest one. And I don't know what the latest one is from GoPro because I don't care. I have no interest in it. So I already talked about the battery life. Next, and this is a big one for me at least because I'm using it right now, the 2.4-inch flip-up screen. That is huge. The fact that I can look at a nice big screen looking right at me, and this is one of the things I don't like about the iPhone using it in this way, because the The selfie camera is limited in what it can do. The camera on the back of the phone is the strongest camera. But if I use that camera, I can't see where I'm placed on the screen, unless I have it connected to my watch. And that's what helps that out. But the point is, with this camera, with the strongest lens on it, it only has one lens, I can see exactly what I'm doing. I can see exactly what's in the frame. And that's awesome. I love it. And the good thing about that flip screen is, of course, I can flip it all the way up so that it's facing me. But if I'm on a bicycle and I have the camera flat down, I can flip that screen halfway up so that it's facing me perfectly. So it's not just two positions it can go, closed and open. There's spots in between because it's a rigid hinge. So that's going to help with the image quality, which is outstanding on this camera. But it's also going to help you with editing. Guys, there's just a plethora of things that you can do to edit your videos within the app on your phone. A plethora of things. And it's not really complicated either. It's just a matter of doing it. And it will walk you through what you need to do in the app. It walks you through what you need to do to make certain things happen with pictures, with images. I mean, just awesome. That's all part of this AI stuff. I love it. I love it. This camera shoots in 8K. Now, I'm not going to use it in 8K, but it shoots in 8K. It has 4K 120 slow-mo. Huge, huge. It has stabilization. They all have stabilization. And horizon lock. Big. High resolution photographs, guys. That's 48 megapixels. And that's going to be 8064 by 6048. So it's super crisp pictures on this. It's waterproof to 33 feet. As a matter of fact, I read that if you take this thing in salt water, do you know how you clean this thing? Open up the back, flip open the screen, put this camera in water. You wash it, put it in water, and let it sit in water, clean water, 5 to 10 minutes. Take it out, dry it off, leave it in a well-ventilated area. You think they have some confidence in the waterproofing on this camera? 5 to 10 minutes, that's what you got to do if you take it in salt water. It's awesome. It has a magnetic mounting system. So again, guys, this goes back to the ease in my life of doing anything. And with that GoPro, it's so much to do to take stuff off. And this is just click, click, take it on, put it on. It's not just a magnet that it's relying on, right? There's also teeth that hold it in, but the magnet helps as well. So just so you guys think that, what if the magnet's not strong? No, it's not just a magnet. It has gesture and voice control. Now, I believe my GoPro has the same thing. I didn't use it on that, and I won't use it on this either because I just don't want to risk I do something with my hands and it think I meant stop recording and it stops. Same thing with sound. It has a remote, right? And that's awesome too. If anything, I'll use the remote. But the remote is awesome. It comes with 2 different bands, one that can go on your wrist and a universal one that can go around handlebars. So you can use it on your motorcycle and it's color, right? So it's basically whatever's on the screen, I can see it on that remote. That's just awesome. Like, this is what I mean, guys. You can use your phone for this as well, which most people do that have Insta360. But the fact that you don't need your phone, you can have a nice small device and your phone is still free. It's independent of doing stuff. That's a good thing. It has a 1 1/3 inch sensor on it, so that's going to help with quality. That's a bigger sensor than it is on the Insta360 Ace, right? The Ace Pro, 1 1/3 inches. It has free frame video, and that's awesome because after you do the video, you can actually edit it in any format you want. So it can be horizontal or vertical. That's awesome, right? The digital zoom is actually clear. Usually you want to stay away from digital zoom on any of these cameras because the image quality is terrible. Not the case on this camera. So they're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. They're paying attention to what matters to people. It has something called pure video. So like I said, the image, the quality of the video is awesome, including low light videos. It has a selfie stick eraser. Now, Insta360 360 cameras within those cameras has something that will automatically erase that. Well, if you put these videos, obviously on the Insta360 Ace Pro, it's not a 360 camera, but it does have the technology that it will erase that selfie stick, so you won't have to worry about seeing it in the video. And yes, the battery is excellent, but it also has rapid charging, so you can charge this battery up to 80% in 22 minutes. That's awesome. And 46 minutes to charge the whole battery to 100%. Another great feature, I've actually used it already. On the screen, it shows you the timer for your recording, and then in that same box or oval, there's a pause button. You can pause your recording in the middle of recording, and that way you don't have to worry about stopping and starting, but you also don't have to let the video just run while you get your thoughts together, or the plane goes by, or whatever else is going on. I think that's very cool. And if you just want to scrap the whole video that you did, you can long press the record button, 3 seconds, and it will erase that so that you don't have to worry about going back and taking that video off the micro SD card. So it saves space. And when I want to resume recording, I can either press that button or press the shutter button to start recording. And the other good thing about the GPS, I forgot to mention, it's a GPS remote. The good thing about that is you can incorporate the use of your Garmin device or your Apple Watch, and then you can integrate that information on the screen of the video in post. Like it's almost endless what you can do with this, guys. I love the technology. I love technology. I love the ease of use. I'm looking forward to using this camera more. But what I want to show you is I took a quick ride out on my motorcycle. I put the Insta360 Ace Pro on one side of the handlebar and my GoPro on the other, just to compare the image quality. And it's not even close. Now, let me say, I left all of the settings in auto. I didn't, I don't change any of that stuff anyway. And I just let the camera do what it's going to do. Listen, again, I know my GoPro is not the latest and the greatest. And maybe they stepped up. You guys know how this works. One company does something and the other company does it. There's always like a game of catch up. But as it stands right now, based on the cameras I have, love this Insta360 Ace Pro. And if everything was the same, regarding the camera, the thing that will always set Insta360 apart from GoPro, in my opinion, is that app. And if you're not familiar with it, trust me, get familiar with it, especially with a 360 camera from Insta360. All right, guys, so Insta360 is actually having a sale on this camera and other cameras as well, but particularly I'm talking about this camera. I'm a little late to the game. This sale is over September 10th. So you guys have about 7 days left to take advantage of this. I'm going to put a link in the description section for this camera, as well as my affiliate link. If you use the affiliate link, put it in the coupon section on the website. I get a little kickback from that. That's not a big deal, but I definitely advise you guys, go to Insta360's website and do your due diligence on this camera. Their website, by the way, is just outstanding. It really is. It's very, very well done. Check it out. Look at what everything this camera has to offer. Look at the different packages. I actually have the motorcycle kit and the motorcycle bundle. And the good thing about that is it comes with mounts and different things that I use. And it all comes in handy to attach the camera to the motorcycle or a helmet or anything like that. Here's the one thing I don't like about this camera. I use an external microphone. Right now, I don't have, there's no cold shoe anywhere on the camera. And by cold shoe, I mean, if you guys are unfamiliar with that term, that's the little slot that's used to connect microphones or lights or whatever to a camera. And that's the advantage that the GoPro doesn't come with that either, but that sleeve that I tell you that the camera goes into, that's how you can have it. And I checked the website, and as of now, I don't see a mount for Insta360 Ace Pro that will allow this camera to go into it that has a cold shoe mount on it. So that's the only gripe I have with this. It's like anything else. I'd have to MacGyver it and figure out a way to have that receiver connected to the camera so it's not, right now it's just dangling from the wire. All right. But outside of that, guys, at this point, I don't have anything negative to say about this camera. I love it. It's a little bit larger than the GoPro that I have. Right? The GoPro looks bigger because it's in that case, but this camera is actually a little bit larger, just a little bit. Outside of that, I love it. I love the fact that the red light that blinks is blinking the whole time. I also like the fact that the screen that I'm looking at, that I can see myself, it's on the whole time. Now, on my GoPro, after a certain amount of time, it shuts off. I'm pretty sure you can make it so it stays on. But for most people, if the battery life is already terrible, why am I going to do something to make it worse? Right? So, but anyway, I love the fact that I have 2 indicator lights on here showing me that the camera is still recording. I just like the camera, guys. All right. Put in the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think about this camera if you have it, or if you've done your due diligence on it and if you're thinking about getting it. And let me know what you think and how you use it, because I'm pretty sure you're probably going to use it way more than me. But if you use a GoPro exclusively for your content, definitely check out this camera. All right, guys. I want to thank Insta360 for reaching out to me and providing me with this camera. I appreciate it, and giving me the ability to share it with you guys. All right, guys. Love you. Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. Seat time doesn't equal practice time, guys. And if you have time to ride your motorcycles, you have time to practice on them. Until next time.